I thought I was kind of adapting to the weirdness, but this was on an entirely different level. Girl, we are just starting this route. We're gonna see so much weird shit, I'm sure.
We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here. Welcome back to Changeling. Corvin's route. We are here. I don't quite remember what really went on, but I'm not gonna even bother recapping because you guys probably watched the last episode. So let's get on to it. I sighed softly, staring up at the landing. Spencer wasn't wrong about anything he said today. I'm gonna hopefully remember what the hell he said. The club was weird. The people in it were weird. I was weird. The last 5 years aside, now he had a legitimate reason to be suspicious of me. And I was downplaying it and even acting like he was nuts when he wasn't. I'm an awful sister. At the very least, as awful a sister as he is a brother. And that was just depressing. I started up the stairs trying to push those thoughts aside. Right now, there was nothing I could do about it. From the moment I joined the club, it was already determined that I had to keep this secret from him. At least until Allie worked out whether he might be, I don't know, not normal, like me. And that might not be for a couple of weeks. Like she said, we had to approach him a little more gently. I just had to hold out until then, I supposed, and not think about what would happen if it turned out he was just a normal person, and I could never tell him about any of this. What the fuck is this? Is this like Morse code or something? I hadn't gotten far when I heard something. I stopped and listened carefully. Was that a voice? Oh man, now I'm hearing voices. I glared heavenward. I literally just asked for mercy. Wait, is someone really trying to talk to me? Wait a second. That was coming from underneath me. I listened carefully for a moment. There were definitely two voices and one of them was kind of familiar. Is that Corvin? It sounded like it was coming from under the stairs. Curious, I backtracked, searching for the source. Off to one side of the stairs was a narrow space, like a little corridor, just large enough to walk through. It looked like it was sort of storage alcove. The voices were coming from in there. I hesitated. Wouldn't they have heard her? There were voices coming from what looked to be a dark, creepy place under the stairs and what was probably a haunted school. Maybe having a look wasn't such a great idea. Oh, fuck. Look anyway, hesitate, nope, quietly away. I'm gonna maybe hesitate. I hesitated at the bottom of the stairs, unsure if I should look or not. On one hand, I couldn't come up with too many reasons Corvin would be meeting another person in a really out of the way place before school. If it was club related, or at least paranormal related, wouldn't he have just said so? That left something which was likely to get him into a lot of trouble if he were caught. Besides, even if it was related to the club or magic or something, if I could hear their voices on the stairs, anyone else could too. And I wasn't the only one who spent the morning on club activities. How reckless. It might be a good plan to stop whatever was going on before someone else came by and decided to investigate. I mean, Corvin was clearly an idiot of epic proportions, but I didn't want him to get in trouble. Besides, I could only imagine the lectures if mom and dad caught one of a male student being expelled for indecency or something. Like, what is he indecently doing? Being under being under the stairs is pretty weird already, I guess. There's a mop that was just barely peeking out from opening under the stairs. I crept forward, thinking I'd just knock it over and run. The noise would at least let them know whatever they were doing that someone was nearby. If I ran fast enough, they'd hopefully never know it was me. Sure, okay. I reached the corner and was just trying to snake my foot around to knock the mop over when the girl raised her voice, blubbering something incoherent. She didn't just sound upset, she sounded panicked, even scared. I couldn't make out any words, but whatever was happening didn't sound okay. While I was deliberately see, I didn't even want to go down here. I'd hesitated, and my girl decides to come down here anyway. I don't know if that was a major choice in anything, but if we eventually get to the friend zone point, at least I know that I made a mistake in this general topic here. While I was deliberating if maybe I should just go get a teacher to handle this, the girl let out a yelp that sounded distinctively like one of pain. There was a scuffling of feet, then what sounded like a struggle. Something heavy fell over. I mean, a struggle might not sound much different than a tryst, But whatever was happening back there, it didn't sound like they were having fun. I carefully peeked around the corner just in case. A stack of boxes in the back tipped over and scattered. It was pretty dark, but I could see. Wait, was he pinning her down? I'm sure it's not anything irrational that he's doing, maybe he's just helping her with potions. I don't know, Corvin, I'm having a hard time to cover for you. I could just make out their shapes on the floor against the far wall. It looked like he was holding her down by the shoulders with one hand. She was definitely trying to get away. Oh, hell no. What if, like, she's just afraid to get the shot, and he's just like, no, you have to get the shot, or else, you know, something bad's gonna happen to you, and that's why she's afraid or something. Was it or not, that was not okay. I stepped into the shadows, ready to go yank that creep off her, and punch him in his perfect nose. A strange swirl of cold air snaked its way past me, stopping me in my tracks. I put a barrier up. A bright flash temporarily blinded me, staggered back one hand to my eyes. When I opened them again, the girl was curled up in a fetal position and Corvin was crouching over her. Green spots swam before me as I rushed back to where they were and wrenched them away. What are you doing to her? Oh, wait, what is going on with your face? Is that like ash on your face? Or is like the dark magic consuming you? Corvin stumbled back and crashed into the fallen boxes, sitting in a jumbled heap. He stared up at me with wide eyes. Michiko? I left him there and knelt next to the girl, but she seemed completely out of it. Her eyes were wide open, staring ahead, but she didn't seem to actually be conscious. Something dark was leaking from her mouth. Blood? Hey, are you okay? Behind me, I heard the sound of Corvin getting to his feet. I stood and whirled around, moving myself between him and the girl. Michiko, it's not what you think. This is like Elliot all over again. I glared at him. Oh, really? Then just what is it? What is that black spot on his face? A bruise. There was no way he could have formed a bruise so fast, and it's not like I hit him. Please calm down. I need to take her to the nurse. What did you do to her? Maybe he sucked some poison out. That's what I'm assuming. Like Elliot. Corvin gave me a pained smile, clutching his side as he took a step toward me. Michiko, I didn't hurt her. She was possessed. I was helping her. What? Possessed? I faltered. It had looked like he was attacking her, though. I glared at him cautiously. You said you had to meet someone, and then I come over here to find you with a girl. Isn't she who you were meeting? Corvin just sighed, rubbing at his face. The purple mark looked like it was getting a little smaller. What is that? Dark magic. Can you accept that maybe I sensed something was off nearby and made an excuse to leave? What's that stuff coming out of her mouth? It's just the aftermath of having something dangerous expelled from her body. I don't know how things look to you, but if I hadn't removed that thing from her, she probably would have died. I glanced over my shoulder at the slumped over girl. Well, she doesn't exactly look to be in good shape as it is. He grimaced. Oh, you're all better now. She'll recover, but I really do need to get her to the nurse's office. The nurse handles things like this. Do you think they'd hire a normal nurse in the school where a portion of the student body isn't human? Okay, that was actually a good point, but it hadn't looked like some kind of weird exorcism. Then again, I've never witnessed an exorcism, weird or otherwise. What did you think I was doing to her? Well, I mean, assaulting her? Is it really the sort of guy you think I am? No, I personally do not. That kind of hurts a little. Oh god, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that. My girl just assumed. Oh shit, I just actually saved on the spot that I just, oops. Well, it's not like I know you very well. It looked bad from that angle, okay? I don't think that. I don't think that about you. That's why I was disappointed and kind of shocked. Disappointed at what? That he's not rapist? What? Why did I have to be the one who ended up feeling guilty here? It just looked really bad from where I was standing, okay? I suppose I can understand. Besides, you really don't know me well at all, I guess. It's like all the choices they gave you just now is all mentioned in one little sentence. It's not as if I've gotten much chance to get to know you. No, I suppose not. Why did he sound so sad? Or maybe that was disappointment. I'm sorry, okay? Just give me a heads up next time instead of running off all mysteriously. I don't know what you expect me to think when you leave me in the dark. Then go do something that might look shady from the wrong angle. I hesitantly moved aside and let Corvin kneel next to the girl, checking her out. I crouched down beside him, looking down at her worriedly. I'm a part of this world now, you know. You could have just told me there was something you needed to check out. And you probably would have wanted to come with me. Considering I'm here anyway, was that really the issue? Can you move the boxes out of the way? I need to get her out of here. Sure. While Corvin quietly lifted the girl in his arms, I cleared the way to the opening for him. Corvin was supporting the girl with one arm around her waist, but she was just draped limply against his body. I can't believe you threw me into the wall. Sorry about that. He chuckled softly. You're surprisingly strong for someone your size. Someone my size? How rude. You know, there are plenty more walls down here to throw you against. Okay, come on. I'm carrying an injured person here. He eased her out of the little room and back toward the foot of the stairs. I'll take her down to the infirmary. He paused for a moment, looking over her head at me. And Michiko, I'm sorry I scared you. I'm sorry I got in the way. I hope she's alright. She'll be fine, I promise. I've done this before. It doesn't make me feel better about it. Corvin just laughed, though I didn't know what it was he found funny about the situation. You know, I think you're probably the only person in school who doesn't trust me. And my dad is calling. I figured he'll call. Hold on, guys. Alright, I'm back. My dad's gonna call me again. He's gonna call me back, so... There's only 5 minutes left in this episode anyway. He's probably gonna, like, interrupt during the other episodes. Anyway, let's go. Trust is earned, and doing shady things to girls under the stairs is not the way to earn my trust. Or, yeah, just trust in general. I'll try to remember that. But I don't think Corvin's the kind of guy to throw his body on other girls when they're not willing. I don't see him as that. But for the record, you're one of us now. Things aren't always what they seem. So don't be so quick to interpret everything the way you would if you weren't a part of the club. Especially when other club members are involved. I'll try to remember that. Yeah, me, remember that in Elliot's route. But if you don't want me to view things like an outsider, stop treating me like one. I'll remember that. As soon as he was out of the narrow walkway, he carefully eased the girl into his arms and took off down the hall. Coming through, someone collapsed. Help! Anyone? Anyone help? I watched him go, thoughts in turmoil. I had no idea what to think about all that. Possession? That kind of stuff happened frequently. Did wizards usually handle exorcisms? Wasn't it supposed to be a priest or something? Maybe he's some kind of priest-wizard? Like a white mage or cleric or something? Cleric? Are those actual things? I had no idea. Ugh, I'm pretty sure he's a dark mage though. Or wizard, sorry. I thought I was kind of adapting to the weirdness, but this was on an entirely different level. Girl, we are just starting this route. We're gonna see so much weird shit, I'm sure. Though I guess I really shouldn't have just assumed the worst. No. My interpretation that he was attacking some girl where no one would see was totally fair. Who wouldn't have thought that? Aside from the bare basics, no one had really told me much about themselves. Wasn't it kind of important to let the newbie know they might catch others lurking in dark corners, exercising other students? I was going to go with a yes on that one. And now on top of everything, I didn't have time to do any reading, right? Yep. I decided to forego the club room and I would just trudge through literature instead. By the time Trig rode around, everything seemed to be back to normal. Corvin was surrounded by his friends again and smiling like nothing happened. On his way to his seat, he slipped a small folded bit of paper onto my desk. He didn't look my way at all, though. I hesitantly unfolded it. I frowned down at the paper. A full explanation would be nice, of course, but he didn't have to go that far. Hey, sorry if his handwriting is gorgeous. Sorry, I got so distracted. Hey, sorry if I started you this morning. When I think about it, I guess it did look pretty suspicious. I'll meet you in the club room tomorrow morning to explain things a little. I think I kind of owe it to you. Donna? Well, you'll be fine. She went home with a mild headache. By the way, you really are a lot stronger than you look. It's so cute. He did the XD face, Corvin. I was planning to ask Allie about it anyway. She was a pretty reliable source of information. I folded the paper and slipped it into the little journal where I'd been keeping all my research notes. The more I learned about him, the more unusual Corvin seemed. I watched him from my seat as he joked around with his friends. From afar, he just seemed like a frivolous guy that spouted flattery to win people over. Not at all like someone that did exorcisms under the stairs. I wondered vaguely what everyone would do if they knew he was a wizard. Or they probably won't believe him. Or what they would do if they knew any of us weren't exactly what we seemed. Ooh, that's mysterious sounding. After my last class that day, I stopped by my locker to dump everything before heading up to the club room for a club meeting. I use the term meeting loosely since there didn't seem to be much organization to the club itself. Usually by the time I got there, everyone was leaving. The last time I asked, they just said most of them had errands and things to do for Bilos or the agency, which didn't seem above using high schoolers for unpaid labor. Actually, I didn't know they were unpaid. I was just assuming that because I was a pessimist. I was unsurprised to arrive and see everyone else already getting ready to leave. Hey, me Chica Land! Bye. The afternoon huddle is already over and you're leaving me again? I was teasing, mostly. It seemed like they did sort of meet up, touch base, then scatter. Danny gave me a friendly smile. Sorry, Violet had something for us to take care of again. I knew it. See you tomorrow, okay? Yeah, I'll see you later. I promise that after next week, we won't run off so fast anymore. By then, I'm going to be so used to having the club to myself that having you people around will just be a nuisance. You better not let yourself get too used to it then. He waved as they went out. Mark and Ewan left with them. Can I see Ewan? It's been a hot time. Like a hot minute, okay? Ellie was nowhere in sight. I checked my phone to see if she texted. Usually she'd check in before running off wherever the agency had her going. William shot me a shy smile as he went to the library. And this is actually where I'm going to be stopping because I did have to cut because my dad's gonna call. I'm just awaiting him to call me again. But anyway, hopefully he doesn't call me when something dramatic is really happening and I had to just pause the game and clear my throat to sound like I'm not panicking. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Touch it,